everyone, and welcome to another Facebook Live. My name is Alexandra Arriaga, and we're here with Jennifer Reddy from the Office of Global Services. And today she's going to talk to us about a lot of things, but we would like to start talking about STEM.
Yeah.
So could you please tell us, for all our viewers, potential students, what is STEM?
Sure. So STEM is an acronym which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And in this context, it's really, in an academic context, it's more so related to how degrees are classified under the government database. So some programs are not STEM, some are STEM. As long as it aligns with a science, tech, engineering, or mathematics curriculum, it will be coded as a STEM degree. And that you can access online. They list all of the programs. And NYU, our website will also list an entire degree programs at NYU that are STEM eligible. So that's TBD, but it's coming soon.
Okay. And so the STEM actually is it's able to affect certain things, right?
Sure.
So, for example, the College of Global Public Health recently received its STEM designation, correct? So what does that affect?
Right, so STEM in the realm of international students, this designation affects students' ability to be eligible for the 24-month STEM extension. So some of you may be familiar with something called OPT. It is 12 months of work authorization, also known as optional practical training. The STEM extension, or this new STEM designation, allows students to apply based on their STEM degree for 24 more months of work authorization.
So basically, without the STEM, it would have been just 12 months, correct?
Correct.
And now that we're STEM, we can do 24 months, 2 years.
Exactly. So it's, well, actually, first, all F1 students are eligible for 12 months of OPT. Then those students who graduate from a STEM degree are now eligible for an additional 24 months. So it could be 36 months in total for a student who finishes a degree program in a STEM designated field.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess the main benefit is that we get that extended OPT.
Right.
So if you need to get a job, or if you're planning on doing like a longer, internship or anything like that, then it allows you to do that.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And so when should international students apply for this OPT?
Sure. So OPT happens, both standard OPT and the STEM happen in kind of a sequenced timeline. So students who are in their last semester of study, about 90 days before their program ends, we can issue something called the OPT recommendation. That takes about 3 to 5 months to process. Once they are approved, they're granted 12 months of work authorization. And then for those who are STEM eligible, they can apply for the STEM extension, again, 90 days before their OPT is expiring. So first step, you're in your program, you're in your last semester of study, you apply for the OPT work authorization. Then once you're on OPT, you can apply for the STEM extension.
Awesome. So I guess something that I'm already sensing from this is you need to do everything in advance.
In advance, absolutely.
Like take your time, plan ahead.
Right. And so the OPT is a two-step process. First, you apply to the OGS for the OPT recommendation, and then you need to apply to the US government for the actual work authorization itself.
Excellent. And so where can students work while on an OPT?
Sure. So students who are on OPT need to work in a field related to what they've studied. So however you justify that is up to you. The Office of Global Services does not police students on where they are working, but let's say you graduated with a master's in public health, but you're working as a barista at Starbucks. I don't know how comfortable you would feel testifying to the US government if they ever question how it's related to what you studied. So a field related to what you studied, you need to be working at least full-time at 20 hours a week. It can be paid or unpaid while on standard OPT. STEM, you're required to be paid. And your title does not matter. So you can be an intern, you can be a volunteer, you can be a full-time salaried employee.
Great. And what are some common misconceptions that you guys hear about the OPT?
Sure. So I think a couple of reservations that students have when applying for OPT is they think they need a job to apply for standard post-OPT, the 12 months right after your degree ends. That's not true. You do not need to have a job in order to apply for just regular post-OPT. For the STEM, yes, you do need to have a job, but that's something that we'll discuss later. It's not relevant to just getting the work authorization. I think another misconception is that they need to be paid. You need to be, you need to be coded as a full-time employee. Again, title doesn't matter, just for regular post-OPT.
Great. And so what international students qualify for OPT? And also, what are the odds that you'll get approved?
Sure. So all students who've successfully completed a degree program are eligible to apply for post-OPT. This is kind of determined by your academic department. So on our application form, there is a section where you have to list your academic advisor's name and their email address. Once you submit the form, it sends it to the academic advisor. They verify that you're en route to completing your program. We get that confirmation from them, and then we are able to authorize the OPT recommendation. In terms of the chance for approval, I mean, I would say 90% of the time an OPT is approved. Those 10% of the times that they're maybe not, it's when students haven't followed our instructions. So while it is a very involved process, it's not overly complicated, and the instructions are listed all over our website, all the handouts that we give to students, our emails. So, you should know how to file your application successfully.
Yeah. No, I feel like NYU has great resources when it comes to all these processes.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
You guys are doing good. And what is the best advice that you can give students to successfully apply for the OPT?
Sure, that's a good one. I think it's timing. Do not delay your OPT filing. Just because USCIS, the government agency that processes OPT applications, they've kind of delayed their processing a bit. So it used to be a standard 3 months, and now we've seen them shift to a 3 to 5 months processing window, which is a significant increase in processing time. So if you can apply as early as possible, which is 90 days before your program ends, you at least have put in your best effort to get it on time.
Yeah. And so what is the best way for students to get answers if they have any further questions about OPT?
Sure. So we have a multitude of workshops throughout the semester. So definitely go to our website. We'll be sending, we send a newsletter bi-weekly, and so there should be updates with workshops. We also have a pretty robust website, so familiarize yourself with the process, kind of lays it out in a chronological order. You can also schedule a web advising appointment. So if you're not able to physically make it into our office, we do offer web advising now. You can email us, and then we have advising hours Monday through Friday. So we're pretty available.
Great.
Yeah.
And so now we would like to direct more towards maybe potential students, people that are watching, and they would like to know, okay, I'm an international student. When do I have to apply for a visa? I guess that's the first step to even becoming an international student.
So the Office of Global Services, we're a post-admissions office. So once you've been admitted to a program, then you're going to work with us. We recommend applying for a visa about 3 to 5 months, or at least the visa paperwork, about 3 to 5 months before your program begins. So right now we're already processing fall 2019. I-20s.
And so that means that you can only apply for the student visa once you're admitted, correct?
Correct. You need to demonstrate that you will have an academic program in an I-20 eligible degree that you're able to attend. So without being admitted, we can't issue you the correct immigration documents to obtain that visa.
Okay. And so if students have further questions about visas, what department of NYU should they contact?
They should definitely contact the Office of Global Services. We should be able, once you apply to our office, we have a simple online application where you need to upload your admissions letter, your passport, and financial documentation. And then we will be directly in contact with you if we need any further information. We'll also send you instructions for your visa appointment and the next steps for arriving to NYU.
Awesome. And what are some common mistakes that international students do when they're applying for a student visa for the first time? Do you know?
Let's see. So I think it's layered. For the I-20 application, we need to verify that a student has been admitted to an I-20 eligible program, so a degree program. Then we need to also confirm that they have enough funding for that program. So we verify that a student has at least 1 year of substantial funding. So it has to cover tuition, living expenses, and health insurance. The tuition should be on our website. Health insurance is also posted on our webpage as well, and then the living expenses are estimated at about $2,000 a month, which is actually probably not realistic for NYU, to be honest, and New York City in general, but that is all that we need to see. And so I think sometimes students will submit maybe 16 pages of financial documents, and really what we're looking for is liquid assets. So it can be a bank statement from your checking account, savings account, that's totally fine. We can also accept salary statements. We'll accept 1/3 of a person's salary. And then if the money is coming from a sponsor, so maybe the applicant's parent, we just need an affidavit confirming that. And those are really important because you're going to bring those financial documents to the consulate, and the consulate is really going to scrutinize those documents to confirm that a student has substantial funding.
Yeah, and basically define if you're eligible for the visa or not.
Right, and so I think then also, that's just our office with the I-20 application, but then for the visa appointment itself, the consulate officer is going to be asking questions related to a student's intention. So the F1 student visa is a non-immigrant visa. It implies that you have no immigrant intent. So it's not advisable to disclose that you plan on staying in the United States, you would love to live and work there. Really, the student visa is trying to, you're here to study, gain that knowledge, and bring it back to your home country.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen people that go on that path and sometimes get their visas denied.
Yeah, we do see denials
That's
a few times per semester, and it can be for a number of reasons, but mostly demonstrating immigrant intent.
Yeah. And so what are some other resources that international students can find at the OGS office?
Yeah, so we offer general immigration advising. We also host lawyer workshops, so we partner with firms across the city. We'll have them at least a couple of times a semester, so for students who are interested in the H-1B visa or the O-1, we will have lawyer workshops. We have many webinars, and then tons of workshops, but also programming and events. So we've really tried to not only focus on compliance, but also, the kind of life of an international student at NYU, and we've partnered with the International Student Center to host events and programming. So we've recently, I think we're going to the Westminster Dog Show. We go to Jets games, Brooklyn Nets games. So there are lots of opportunities.
Yeah. So it's not all paperwork, there's also fun.
Right, there's also fun. And usually any event we host, I feel like there's food at, which is usually a big attention grabber for students.
Definitely a good incentive.
Yes.
And so are there programs, events, or maybe student organizations that are just specific for international students at NYU?
Yeah, so we actually, my team doesn't work with this, but there's another team within the Office of Global Services that runs all of our programming, and so we hosted the International Student Club Fair last week. So we do partner with a lot of clubs and host events, so students who are interested in joining a club can work with those organizations on campus. We also post everything in our newsletter, which is sent out bi-weekly. So it will list everything that we're doing, even if I'm not aware of it.
So that's great. So let's see if we have any questions. So we don't have any questions as of right now.
Cool.
But where can students go specifically to learn some more? Or maybe if they think about a question,
Sure.
Where can they go?
Yeah, so always visit our website. I think one of the best ways is emailing us at ogs@nyu.edu, and then a quick Google search. Honestly, we're the first ones that pop up, so start your search with NYU, then OGS, and then whatever the topic. So maybe it's NYU OGS STEM. It will bring you directly to our STEM page.
To where you need to go.
Yeah, NYU OGS OPT, that's a big one right now. So our webpage is very robust, like I said. It has a lot of information. But if you find that that's a little overwhelming, a quick email to ogs@nyu is always great.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much to everyone who watched. You already know we have great resources here at NYU, so please do not hesitate to contact the OGS office, and we'll see you next time.